There are so many top laners that you can choose between in League of Legends. You got tanks, assassins, maged, ranged, brawlers. So I decided to make your decision easier for you. I'm going to teach and show you everything you need to know about all the top lane beasts, so you can find out which top lane legend is best for you and your playstyle. First up, we have the Viking-esque Titan that runs the top lane, Olaf. If you're a fan of dominating the laning phase and crushing your opponent's spirits before 14 minutes even comes, Olaf is the top lane pick for you. Olaf once received a prophecy that was foretelling a peaceful passing. In other words, the coward's way out. In hearing this news, Olaf searched any battle that could possibly bring him a warrior's death. But no man, no woman, no beast could bring Olaf down. And that's exactly what you'll be like in the top lane, largely in part to his amazing passive, Berserker Rage. Olaf gains attack speed and lifesteal on his missing health, which in early game skirmishes, that's kind of like exactly what you need. 1v1, you guys are both low health. Like, you win all of those like first fights. Mix that with the slowing and absolutely dominating power of Undertow. Olaf throws an axe into the ground at the target location, dealing damage to enemies it passes through and reducing their armor and movement speed. If Olaf picks up that axe, his cooldown gets reset. So you can use this thing up to 4 times in a row at level 1. And if you manage to sneak a level 2 in that same fight, then either his W or E are both great picks. But I do recommend picking out his E because that true damage is dangerous, especially with that little health. Reckless Swing, Olaf attacks with such force that it deals true damage to the target and himself, but it does refund the health if you do eliminate the target in that swing. Doesn't really mean too much because the lower you go, the more lifesteal you get and the faster your autos become. All right. You've absolutely dominated the first 2 levels. Your opponent's already dead. His spirit's already falling. Now, not only do you have your Q, your passive, and your E, you get your W level 3, which is just more Olaf attack speed with Tough It Out. Olaf's attack speed is increased. He reduces incoming damage and he gains a shield. This man is literally built for the early game. There is no stopping him in the 1v1. At this point, your whole objective should be keeping your opponent off of the wave, throwing your axe at him any chance you get, but making sure not to throw it too far so you can still pick it up. And if he tries to contest it, you punish him for it. Plus, you bring Flash and Ghost so you can chase him down anytime you want. And this is all before level 6. At level 6, you get Ragnarok. My probably favorite ult in the whole game. Olaf passively gains increased armor and increased magic resist. He can activate this ability to become immune to disables for as long as he keeps attacking, which means if you got Flash, you got Ghost, and you got your ult, you are catching whoever you want. You are running them down. They can throw a Lux Sun at you. Not a soul is safe from you on this map. Now, Olaf is searching for death. This means my man's is going to plow through anybody who is not strong enough to beat him, and once he goes into Berserk, there is no stopping him. You can throw the whole freaking team at him if you want, but he will drop you all in your places. These are my Olaf runes. I start off with Precision into Conqueror, running Triumph, Legend Alacrity into Last Stand. These are all really solid for attack types like Olaf. Next up, we got Inspiration into Biscuits because I love biscuit delivery. I mean, shoot, he runs out of mana fairly quickly early on. I like those biscuits to be there so I can continue to queue them down to death. Into Approach Velocity. Then I run attack speed, adaptive force, and then armor. Just quick and subtle with the runes. I think you guys should definitely mess around with rune pages and see what you guys like. These are just kind of the basic Olaf runes that I found work the best for me. So if you guys like them, you can use them. And if you want to try different things, I encourage you to. Now that we know his abilities, let's talk about his playstyle. Olaf is a fighter through and through, focusing a lot on his autos as they are his main source of damage, but still needing to use his abilities to be successful. With only 1 skill shot in his kit, it is not hard to make proper use of his abilities. But landing that Q and positioning it properly during every cast is vital to winning each fight. Olaf is the strongest in the early game. Not to say he can't compete in the late game, but using that lead that you get from those early few levels and ending the game early is always in Olaf's best interest. If you like to be up in your opponent's face, running them down, dominating the early game, with no chance of escaping you, Olaf is the legend for you. With that in mind, now we have the most important part about choosing a legend. Skins! There's so many times that I've decided to play a legend and I started maining them. After 50 games or so, I decide I want to buy a new skin for them just to realize that they have only trash skins or no skins at all. So I wanted to make sure this didn't happen to you. First up, we got Olaf's base skin, just Olaf. It's just a Viking skin, nothing bad, nothing too exciting. Next up, we got Forsaken Olaf, which is by far his worst skin. There's not much to say about this. It's clearly an old art style, and it's just didn't age well. They need to revamp a couple skins. Next up, we got Glacial Olaf. A lot of people don't like this skin, which I can understand. It's kind of just a blue version of his normal Olaf skin. Nothing wrong with it. Probably not worth the RP. Next up, we got Brolaf. Debatably the best skin in the game. Not only does the skin look great, but it has the voice lines to match it. I mean, just listen to this.
Don't touch my graggy eyes. Your mom!
If you're gonna play Olaf, you probably want to be running this skin. S tier skin for sure. Next up, we got Pentakill Olaf. I'm not a big fan of this skin, but I mean, shoot, to each their own. Marauder Olaf, honestly, it's a dub skin for sure. I would definitely run some games with this skin. Next up, we got Butcher Olaf. Honestly, I love this skin. This concept was perfect for Olaf, and I think that it will look so good in game because some skins look good in the splash art, but don't in game, and I love to see this one look good as well as in the game and in the splash art. Next up, we got SKT-T1 Olaf. Not my favorite skin, probably a bottom tier list. I wouldn't buy it. Dragon Slayer Olaf, dub for sure. I'd put that up in A tier, right under Brolaf. Sentinel would probably be right next to Dragon Slayer because this skin's honestly just really clean, and I feel like it's the only one that's kind of a different version of Olaf. It doesn't have his helmet, and he just kind of looks like a different person. It's a good look. All right, next up we have Pentakill Lost Chapter. Now, honestly, I don't like the way it looks in its splash art, but I do like the way it looks in game. Nothing too special about this skin, but honestly, worth it if you get it for a free skin charge. Those are all of Olaf's skins. You might think differently than me. If you think it was a little unfair on your favorite Olaf skin, let me know why in the comments down below. Olaf is a strong early game champ that focuses on his autos and abilities together to kill his enemies. With all of his abilities being fairly strong, this makes this no problem at all. If you don't like playing melee champs that are always in the middle of the action, this is not the legend for you. But if you do, go pick yourself up some RP, grab yourself a Brolaf skin, and go jump into the rift. If this helped you discover whether you're going to play or not to play Olaf, do your boy a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, make sure to stay frosty. Peace.